96 in reverse.
It is 96 in reverse, and you can have the worst of my drink, and we can switch places. Now we are in reverse.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. The time that we record and speak to you about sexy time. Let's see what the kink is going to be today. We have here our greatest people, our greatest host, Cedric. How you doing, bitch?
Hey.
Nate, how you doing, bitch?
It's doing well.
Michelle, how you doing, bitch?
Pretty good.
That is good that everybody's here. And of course, this bitch right here is doing fine ass. I gained some weight, but we'll put it off this week.
It ain't got nothing to do
But
with how you stroke it, baby. The
listen,
more weight, the better the stroke, honey.
so how's everybody feeling today?
Doing good.
I'm great. I'm
Doing
about
well.
to smoke
All
this
right.
blunt while we doing this call. I'm about to light up
Listen,
and get ready to
something
get
you
on the
do
show.
every week. So I know this week we're a little bit late, but the users won't know that. We're recording on a Thursday today, which is a weird day.
Yep.
But hey, what the heck? It'll still come out on a Saturday, and you guys will hear. So listen, I have a question to start off. I know we have a test that I still haven't done that I'm going to try to do it as we talk. But I have a question that I wanted to ask you guys. I saw this on another podcast. Okay. I just want to hear what you guys are going to say about this because to me it was funny. If somebody gives you $5 million for you to have sex in front of your entire family, will you do it?
No.
Is it untaxed?
It don't matter.
It
You know-
matters to
That
me.
bitch
You
said
know
it's
they
an
will
untaxed.
find a way
Really?
to tax you. They'll find a way to tax you.
Girl,
Oh, yeah.
you live in the
So
state.
I would assume yes, they would tax you.
You live in the state, girl. You know they're gonna tax you. This girl threw me a lawyer prompt. Come on.
What do you mean, lawyer? More like accountant.
I mean, yeah, IRS accountant thing, whatever it is.
It's tax
Yes,
season.
it's going to be taxed. Everything in this freaking world is taxed.
Then it
Especially
wouldn't be 5 million, would it?
Huh?
Especially
said?
with your president in office.
Let's not talk about him. Leave him alone. And when you say my president,
I wouldn't say that was yours. There's 3 other people on here.
oh, okay, cool.
Not mine. Sorry.
You guys are the ones.
I
born
mean, the
in
first
the
one that
US.
said it dealt it. Peter.
Listen, I have a question. I still haven't. You guys haven't answered that question.
What's
$5
the
million
question?
on the table.
I
Sex in
answered
front
it. I
of
said
your family.
no.
No,
It's a no for me.
Cedric.
That's hard. 5 million?
Yeah.
Your
I
whole
would
ass
coach
family.
I would coach my family and I would be like, listen, this is $5 million. Y'all about to see this pussy get waxed, okay? And then we're going to split this $5 million. I'm gonna get most of it because I was in the motherfucking performance and y'all was watching. So, do we want this 5 million or not? I know my mama will be down for the count. I know she would be like, let's get the 5 million. Ain't nothing I ain't seen before, Cedric. I done seen your body parts before.
I'll be like,
for me.
go ahead, Nate.
So, both sides of the family are so big.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people who have passed away.
We're
Are
not
we
counting
talking
them.
about
They already passed. I'm talking about the one alive.
I was gonna say just the cousins alone. Y'all got a lot.
the cousins on one side? You
Yeah.
only know one side. The other side is even more.
Are we considering extended family? So if this were to hypothetically happen,
Your
would
whole
I be?
entire family.
I will be one of the viewers.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm coaching everybody.
Listen, I will be like, you guys are gonna open your eyes and watch close because I need this money.
Don't watch. Don't
I
watch.
need
I'll
this
be like,
money.
Cedric, you're gonna see this wet ass pussy.
That's right. I'm like, look, it is what it is. It is what it is.
That's why I asked if it was taxed, because I have a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to be expecting some cheese.
Wait, what type of cheese?
No
Money.
dinero.
You
Leaders.
know,
See?
Come on.
you're gonna get an observation tax just for them participating alone. You're gonna get a tax from that, and like once again, the sheer amount of cousins and uncles and aunts and nieces and
Jesus.
nephews.
Listen,
Wait,
I'm
Yeah.
wait. Are
I'm
we
I'm
talking
gonna
about all the family? We're not talking about
All
Yes,
of
me.
it,
Yes.
yes,
all of it.
Oh
yes.
no, no,
Step parents,
no!
step
I reject my.
whatever,
I reject that back. No,
half
no,
siblings,
no.
their spouses, significant others.
That lady
P
from
and
Get
I are the
Out.
only ones
The
who
No,
are like,
lady
yeah,
from
no,
why
Get
not?
Out. He said Get
no,
Out.
no,
No.
no,
Okay,
no,
so
no,
I'll
no,
make
no,
it
no, no,
shorter.
no.
I'll make it shorter. Your immediate family. Let's make it that way then.
My immediate family? Oh, fuck yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
immediate
can't do
family.
it.
Yes.
No, no.
The hardest
I
people to do this in front of is the brothers and sisters. If you talking
Yeah,
about them,
that's what I
I
mean. That's what
only
I'm
have
saying.
one immediate family
That's what
member.
I'm
My
saying. Your
brother.
immediate
I
family, your
don't
brother and your
know.
sister.
I
oh
can't. I
girl,
don't
your
know.
brother can handle that. He'd be like, okay, he could
No,
probably handle for five
I'm good.
million dollars.
Nah.
My brother is vibing in he's a host. It's
Yeah.
Pete. Pete is
I
my
was gonna
brother.
say Nate and Pete could do it. Like no problem, I don't think, you know? But for me,
It's 5 million.
I already got an awkward relationship with my brother. Like I just come to this point where my brother and I are cool and acting like siblings instead of this
Listen,
hostile
if you tell him
enemies.
he's gonna get $1 million, I bet you he will watch gladly.
Look, you know the funny thing is, if it were him in this situation, you know, like I would be okay with that. I just don't want him watching me. I think that comes down to that kick. I don't want to be watched. You know, I don't want to
I
watch.
mean,
Nah, I mean,
five
I'd
I mean,
So
million
rather
she's
be
the
dollar
one.
that,
girl.
She's the one who took the test the other day.
yeah.
That
let's
who
I
said
segue.
he
watch
was
other
fine
people.
watching other people.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. I could watch my brother. I don't want him watching me. There's a difference, you know.
Let me
Like
ask you a
I don't want
question,
to be watched.
Michelle. When you watch
Yeah.
them other people fucking, are you gonna be
Hmm.
touching yourself?
No. You asked this before.
What?
No, I don't. No, I don't touch myself. No. I mean, like, and it just depends. Sometimes it's out of curiosity, or sometimes it's just like, I mean, I get turned on, but I'm not gonna touch myself or anything. Nah. Nope.
Mm-mm. I can't go nowhere with you, girl. Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
So today's topic is the kink test.
Yes.
Mm.
And
I'm still taking mine.
for me, Pete's still taking his. But for me, who wants to guess what the lowest of the lowest is?
The lowest. There were so
Let me
many
see.
though.
There were so many on the list, but to name some off the list so our viewers know, some of the things on the list was like
I.
dominancy,
You're
um,
probably yeah. Like,
rigor, degrade, what was it? Degrader, owner,
yeah.
primal hunter,
Degradee.
primal prey, switch. Some of this shit I don't know.
I think
Dominant.
Nate is low on vanilla, and
Rope.
low
Yeah,
on
I
Ding,
think
ding,
monogamy.
ding,
Nate's
ding,
like
ding, ding,
yeah,
ding.
vanilla.
Yep,
Vanilla
definitely
is
not vanilla.
submissive. Yeah, those are some of the
Yeah,
things on the list. But vanilla is your zero.
you probably don't have
Um,
no vanilla on you.
my vanilla's 18%.
Mm.
Oh wow, yeah. Surprisingly, my vanilla is higher than I thought. It was like somewhere in the 40s, I think. I was like,
Really?
oh,
Wow.
yeah, you know. But I was like, oh, I
Cedric,
guess I'm more vanilla.
which was your lowest?
Ah, what's my lowest?
Uh,
Yes.
Brat, tamer, daddy, mommy, degrader, degradee, master,
mm-hmm.
mistress, owner, of course, primal hunter, primal prey, and switch. All of those was
So what I'm
0%.
hearing, so
All of
what I'm
those were
hearing
low.
is you're a sub bitch,
He's just
and that's
as
perfect.
as sub as can be. That's okay. That's fine.
But that's not mine. That's not at the top of my list.
No, that's totally fine.
It's
Did
not at
you
the top
get
of my
one that
list.
so what was? Did you have 100 for anything?
I don't have 100 for anything. I'm not
No.
100
Yeah,
for
me neither.
anything.
No
I'm
100.
84%, 84% vanilla. All
Oh,
the shit
what?
I
Uh,
talk.
I got
84% is at the top of
84,
my
but not
list
vanilla.
is vanilla. And then 83% from what Nate said is submissive.
there you go.
68% is experimentalist. And then 59% is non-monogamous. Am I saying that right?
Okay.
Non-monogamous. Yes,
Yeah,
Yep.
you got it. You got
40,
it.
that is
it's spelled
correct.
weird. 47% is slave, bitch. What?
That means you're a sub still.
Yeah, still a
Yeah.
bottom.
No.
Still a
Still
bottom.
bottom.
Yeah, just sometimes
41%
you. Yeah, you.
exhibitionist,
Uh huh.
39% brat, 32% rope bunny,
Okay.
That
um,
is being tied
Being
up.
tied
Do
up.
you like being tied up?
24% misogynist, 15% pet. That's not true. 5% dominant. That is definitely true. I'm not a dominant person, but sometimes when I'm on top and I get to ride,
Uh huh.
I sometimes display dominancy. I have to. When you up on top and you ride that pole, sometimes men get turned on, and I recently had an encounter with that, and I just kind of showed my dominancy when I was up there, and I was,
Oh yeah.
and he was like, "Oh shit," you know, and he just kind of folded, and he
It's
became a
definitely like
bitch.
a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing to be able to control when someone is going to get there, and knowing that you can get them there if you wanted to, you know, or you could just cut it
Yep.
off and give them blue balls, but so but yeah.
Your choice.
Yep, it's totally true. And I mean, I guess it goes to the concept of like, topping from the bottom, because you could totally do that. You could still be in like your submissive um like state, but you can also have power, you know, over certain
That's
things
true.
too. It's like a quiet
Hmm
kind of power, a soft power.
mm
So would that be a brat in your
I mean,
opinion?
yeah, you could. Yeah. I definitely think that like there's an element of be like being brattiness with it, because a lot of people think, like, oh yeah, being a brat's like, oh, go do this. No, I'm not gonna do this. But I think that's where the fun of it is too, where it's like, hey, I'm going to get us to wherever we need to go, but we're not gonna necessarily do it 100% your way. We're gonna take the scenic
Yeah.
route with this. We're gonna spice it up. So
Michelle, did you get any hundreds?
I didn't get any hundreds. The closest I got to 100 was 93%, and if y'all can guess, as a voyeur. So I like to watch. I mean, I was like, okay. And then the interesting thing is 84% switch. I knew that. 79% brat, and I definitely have elements of that. I didn't realize that, like, as when I was younger, like me, I'll say it like this. When when I'm engaging in a sexual act, I don't want it to be like straightforward. I want us to kind of like wrestle and stuff. Like, oh, come do this. No, okay, don't make me, and I'm not gonna fucking make it easy for you. But then surprisingly, after that, 70% vanilla. I was like, what the fuck? And then I have the funniest number. I didn't expect myself, because I switch a lot. I didn't expect myself to be considered submissive, but I got the number 69 for submissive. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I actually did get, on the other side, I did get a 0% on being a little. I have no interest in being a fucking little. I don't really like age play. I don't want to wear a diaper. I don't want to throw a temper tantrum at the mall. Yeah, and
Well, it's not
but yeah.
not
Yeah.
necessarily to that extent.
Well, yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't like
and
the
I think
concept.
I generally don't
So,
like the concept because I think that for me, like, I have trauma around that stuff. Like, I was groomed
Mm,
when I was younger, so I don't
mm,
ever want to get close to having, like, even I think somebody like Peter was talking about, oh yeah, the word daddy. I was like, nah, I ain't want no incest, no daddy, no mommy stuff. I'm good.
Mm. But
Yeah.
even if they use the word daddy as in, there's like daddy and then there's
Yeah.
hey daddy, what's up, hey daddy.
It's so weird because like I don't even, I guess whatever it is I gotta go do some like thinking about or soul searching, but for some reason I guess the brat part of me, it's like, nah, that means like there's some unequalness that I don't like about that. Like it for some reason doesn't sit well with me, you know.
I don't
So I don't
I still can't
like,
wrap my head around. I'm sorry. Go
yeah.
ahead.
What, around me not like touching myself and watching people,
Yeah,
or
I can't get my head around that shit. I'm like,
well,
what?
here's the thing. I think if I explain it like, well, honestly, I'm also working in my real life. I'm working on not explaining too much shit, so I'll just give like the really Reader's Digest version. Is that uh, I'm the type of person, like I'm old school in the way that I don't bring my kinks and fetishes out to the public or out to where people are not consenting to engage in it.
Mhm.
So like, let's say, because I don't know if y'all have seen where sometimes on like TikTok or a lot of things are being shown up on social media where people, let's say you want to do pet play. Oh, okay, I'm gonna be a pony. I want to go do dressage and be a cute pony. But I think that there's a time and place for that. Maybe we go to like a BDSM convention or something, or we be in a hotel room. But I wouldn't necessarily go to a shopping mall, right? And like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but what about the kids? And I guess that's kind of like where I'm getting to it, where I'm like, yay, you are dressed, you're not showing, let's say you're a pony, right? You're not showing any body parts, you're not hurting anybody, but these other people didn't necessarily consent to, you know, see that or be a part of that. And if people have questions, it's going to bring up a conversation that maybe people didn't want to have. And I don't want to put people in that situation. So it's kind of like I don't want to be touching myself because maybe somebody didn't want to be involved in that. Now, if we're like at
Okay.
a if we're at a whatchamacallit, like a BDSM dungeon, I've seen people watching, he's watching, I'm watching this lady get, spanked by the spanking machine. He's touching himself. I'm like, yeah, do I want to? But I was like, I don't really want to do it next to this dude that I don't know. So, but I'll tell you this, at some point, I think that when I get turned out, I want to participate, if that makes sense. I don't want
Yes.
to just like stand there and just rub one out. I'm like, oh, okay, like, hey, would you like to play? Or, can we go and do something? Or if I'm with my partner,
Can I
I'm like, hey,
join?
wait, let's go do some shit then. Let's,
Right, right.
I'm all riled up, but I don't want to stand there just
Hmm.
like, hey, it's not like that. So,
Right.
Okay, I have a
Okay.
question. How
yeah,
do you see your
Yes.
results after you take the test?
It comes up automatically.
Yeah, so it just gives you,
yeah,
like, how do you know you're vanilla or whatever it is?
Pete, does it look like this?
it's like a rainbow or
Yeah.
a stoplight,
That's your
yeah,
result
traffic light.
then.
Oh, so it doesn't tell you. Okay, so it says 72% dominant, 67% vanilla, 64% experimental, 63% Brat
Rat
Brett
tamer.
Tamer,
yeah,
Makes sense.
45 Ridger,
Rigor.
Rigger.
rigor, yeah.
Listen, y'all. And
Look, we
then
understand.
it goes from there
It's okay.
down until like 0. So
What's
What's your
0?
0?
my
Yeah.
0 is switch.
My 100
What
is
is
switch.
switch? What does that mean? What does switch
Switch
mean?
means so it means that you can be dominant and submissive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Primal prey
Yeah.
is 0. Non-monogamous is 0. Little 0. Daddy mommy 0. A G player 0. Pet 3%.
Oh, age
Masochistas
player that you said.
Age
Player.
Masochist
play. Okay.
Yeah.
Masochist is 5%. Brat is 8. Degrader
Mm.
9%.
Degrade.
Degrader
Mm-hmm.
15%. Slave
Mm.
18%. Rope bunny 19%, primal 21, owner 24, master 26, exhibitionist 27, and submissive is 32.
So interesting that they're like kind of swapped around. Like I'm looking at my
Yeah,
stuff and I'm like, huh, interesting.
it makes sense. You guys are compatible.
I guess, yeah,
That's
to a certain extent. I was like, the
Yeah.
funny thing is, I think we're both like in ways dominant because like my dominant is 57, and apparently I do like to own, so got 57 as owner.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my 100 is switch. I just mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of mine is green, which
Where's the
is
yellow? Orange.
it,
look at Cedric's face. He's like,
look
He's
at
like,
such.
I
Michelle,
mean,
Michelle, Michelle throws me. You throw me, Michelle. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. Michelle is
okay.
like, I am the examiner. I am the lady examiner. And I'm gonna watch and examine and own you. You know, I don't know. Your list is wild.
It is.
It's wild. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's just it's it's
Yeah,
you. Does that
I
make
guess.
sense? Like you see this
Yeah,
quiet little
it
Asian
does.
lady,
It,
Michelle, but she's like,
yeah.
no, I'm an owner, and I
Yeah. Like, get on your knees,
sexually,
bitch.
yeah,
I'll beat this cane. I'm gonna break it
yeah,
across. Yeah, we're not stopping
yeah,
till this cane is broke. Like, what?
yeah. You wouldn't think of that shit would come out of you. Oh my gosh, you
We have
throw
a laugh
me. That's
track.
nice.
I have
I like
learned
that.
to keep that part of me very much on the DL, you know.
You
Like
would
like how
never
you
guess
sometimes you
that.
say I know, but so, you know how sometimes you say like you're old school, you're like, oh, you know, this the bottom when, you know, you're just gay and there's a top, there's a bottom. For me, I'm still, you know, things have changed so much. It's just so fluid now. You know, before
Right.
it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Mm-hmm.
this label, you do this. If I go to a dungeon, dungeons are safe. You don't go there and just grab someone's ass. You go and you know people, and most of the dungeons there,
Mm-hmm.
it's consent is such a big thing in communication. There's no drugs, there's no alcohol, there's no weed, because everybody has to be in like, you know, they're in an
Mm-hmm.
altered state to participate, you know. So it's yeah, it's really different for me. So, and I think like now that BDSM and a lot of that stuff is more open in like
Mm-hmm.
pop culture, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
like books and movies and stuff. So for me, I'm like, it's interesting. It's not like I'm trying to gatekeep, but I hope people can be educated and be
Mm-hmm.
safe about it. You know, don't just go up
Mm-hmm.
there on Craigslist and just find some random dude who's like, yeah, I'm a dom you, and you know, he ends up taking like your left kidney. So, you know,
That's horrifying.
Yeah. Always be safe. That's
yes,
true.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
yes. Because if not, it's going to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Look, you know, I've come to terms that I got really interesting interests, you know, like I used to, so I write, right? And whenever I need like inspiration, I'll go on Craigslist and I'll read some people's posts. And I think one of the posts that I remember is, if you're from Atlanta, there's a place called Red Roof Inn where it's
Oh,
off of Beaver
Jesus.
Highway,
Mm.
where shit be happening at the Red Roof Inn, okay? And I
Mm.
think it's so interesting. People go on to Craigslist or wherever and they'll post. Like there was this guy, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be in this exact room number. He's like, from this time, this day, and I'm gonna be blindfolded. I'm gonna be handcuffed, you know, and I just want you to come and do whatever you want to me, and you know, like run a train basically. And I
You
was like,
Mm.
know,
damn. And I
you
was
know
like,
what?
you know, this is kind of hot. But I was like, I was like, me personally, would I do it? No, but I was like, I give him kudos for putting himself out there. I just hope he's okay. But yeah,
You know what I like to say to that?
what?
Let me see. He's ready for
What?
it.
Oh my gosh, we're doing sound effects now.
Listen,
Oh my
Where did that come from,
goodness.
Peter?
we have upgraded, baby. We have upgraded.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Yeah, I heard your applause thing earlier.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
You
Kind
had
of
to throw
laugh
that in there.
track.
You had to do it.
I had to. I had to. I had to.
so like, did anyone have results that they were very surprised about, or it's just mostly
I
like, yeah, I kind of knew it, like,
Yeah, experimental
no, I
64%.
yeah, yeah. My exhibitionist and brat, which I don't know what the fuck a
mhm.
brat is. And misogynist,
uh,
24%.
I think it's,
Where do you
oh no,
see
it's not misogynist.
misogynist?
No, no. Misogynist is when you don't like women, when you hate women. You're a masochist, like you don't like pain. You don't want to be, um, you don't want to necessarily receive pain, if that makes
So
sense.
why is it on my list?
It's on
What?
everybody's
Yeah,
list.
it's everyone's list. I got 18 on that. I don't necessarily like pain.
I
I like it
got
on my own terms.
91. I got
Well,
91.
like I
Now
was,
I'm gonna
you know,
reveal. No, I'm not gonna say that. This is gonna be live.
Go ahead,
I
hit
got
us.
47.
Nah.
I
okay.
got 40. I got 47% flame. Now,
What? Pray?
now,
Slave.
I
slave,
said
slave.
slave. Oh, and they said pray. I was like, okay, slave.
No, no, slave.
My
So
my slave was 69, so
yeah,
And that's what they were saying in the results. They said it's the difference between like the slave versus just being submissive. The slave is taking it to more of a like lifestyle level, you know?
Mhm.
Like you're
Mm.
doing it more in your everyday life. And for me, I was like, I think that's where I draw the line, you know, for just for me between like being submissive or being a slave.
mm,
Honestly, I can see why the submissive comes in because
mm,
I think in my career and all that stuff, I am such and even before this, I've learned to not be such a type A person, but I used to be super type A. I'm like, I gotta be on this fucking train at this time, and if I miss it, my whole fucking day is ruined. I'm mad. Now I'm just like super chill. I'm the
mm,
opposite. I'm like type C if there was a thing. But I think that's what they hear about a lot of times when people have to like I manage the finances. I make the money. I do all this other stuff in my real life, right? So I think when there are times when I just want my brain to switch off. I don't want to be thinking about shit. Oh,
mm,
do I
mm.
I got to make decisions about what I got to do in bed? No, I just want to be here just riding the wave of sensation, you know?
Talking
Right.
about that, funny thing about that, I saw a video, of course, on Instagram where,
Mm.
this guy put his wife on the bed and he's like, I want you to hump this pillow for a minute because I want you to feel what I feel. When you're like, you only last a few seconds, and she goes at it, and it's not even 30 seconds in, and she's like, I'm tired. He's like, you see, and you want to do
Mm.
this for 30 minutes? Do you think it's
Oh.
easy?
I mean, that's why you
It is
switch
not
it
easy.
up. You know, you do different positions. You take a break. You know, you do stuff. Well, maybe not take a break. You want to keep the momentum
Yeah, you
going.
want to
But
keep the
yeah,
No,
momentum.
sometimes you do have
yeah,
to take a break, girl.
yeah.
No,
Sometimes,
we
I
call
know
it session
mm-mm.
two.
or
We
sometimes
call it
you have
session
to take
two.
No.
involuntary breaks. Oh
or
my god.
or or we
What?
switch.
Yeah, we switch. You know, we do other stuff. It's like okay,
That's
No, I'm
yeah.
not what
not
I meant.
switching. No, we taking a break. Give my coochie
Or
a break. Give
I
your
guess.
dingling a break.
Well, yeah, like that break. Like we don't focus on like just straight up whatever we're doing. Let's go look at nipples. Let's go bite an ear. Let's
Right. I
let's try
had
to make romantic sex. I don't know. I don't do that, but yeah.
I had a break where I thought it was so cute and romantic. I thought it was so
Uh,
sexy, where we had sex for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it was,
uh,
and then our break was let's go get something to eat. And came back, ate,
damn.
and did it. And I love that. I thought it was so romantic because it was like, oh, you know, we're gonna go out together and get something to eat. We wasn't in a relationship, but because of our mindset, we just made the moment. And I think about that all the time where,
Uh,
I'm comfortable with this man that I'm engaging with, and we we're able to get up and go out and have food and drink, get high, and we're protected. We're comfortable in each other's arms or space.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he is in Miami.
Well,
But he comes
wait, Miami,
around. He comes around.
Miami's close to you. I'm like, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, but still,
I mean, it's
it has
closer
to
to
be a
him than it is to
whole.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
closer to you than you living in Georgia.
Yes.
Still, I don't want to drive three
Mine is
hours
in
to
Connecticut.
maybe
Jeez.
see somebody. I guess.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mine is 6 hours away.
And she still
Mm.
goes up there.
Yep.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Yeah. All I can say is it's priorities. It's whatever you prioritize and your commitment towards that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I tell y'all something?
Mm.
Fire.
Yeah, of
What?
course.
I want to see your friend Michelle.
I
Oh,
have a feeling that you want to. Yeah. You know. I was actually. Well, maybe I shouldn't. We should probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but sometimes I can be quite perceptive about things. I just don't. I don't put people on
Wait,
the spot.
does that
So.
person does that person want me?
I don't know. I haven't asked. And I'm not talking about that. I was talking about from you, because the other day you were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, just joking," and I'm like, "Yes and no." I was like, Cedric is very flirtatious with people, very open about that. I'm like, but this is a little bit different than usual. So, and that's just what I
Mm.
clocked in my mind. So,
You
yeah.
made me seem like I'm like bubbles. Oh yeah.
Eh,
That's
eh,
how I am though.
I'm. I mean, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah.
There's nothing
Oh,
wrong.
you're so sexy. I'm so weird. Uh,
No, no, you're not. You are unapologetically you, and that is
I
okay.
am, and I'm beautifully
Yeah.
me, and I won't. You're
Yes.
right, and I'm not gonna
Look.
apologize. It took me 20 fucking years to bloom to this Cedric. So
Yeah.
here's the middle
I
finger.
I totally understand. And look, this is what my therapist, Dr. Bliss, says. She's like, think about all the 7 to 8 billion people on Earth, and there's only one of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And it's like, wow,
Bam,
that's really special. Like,
bam.
man.
And then, people are for you. People who are for
Hmm.
you will be for you. Who is not for you will not be for you. And that was one of the biggest things that I ever had to learn in this blooming process in the last year and a half, 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Ever since I left that stand and went out into the world to, journey for new opportunities in life, it was a process. And I went
Yeah.
through it. But, this person you see now, and I'm still not the ultimate Cedric. I'm still not the ultimate Cedric. There's still people that I have
Yeah.
to meet, that I have to go through trials and tribulations or gain information, or, we build, if you guys don't understand this or see this, but our personalities build on things that we go through and people that we meet,
hmm
you
Absolutely.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's how I see it, and I love that process because it's true. It's you know I might introduce a situation to one of you guys where it's like, ooh, you might take it in as a new thing that you might do in life, or whatever it may come out to be. But it's just,
It's
I
funny though
love
because
that.
I was talking to Nate today, and she said sorry. I'm like, you say sorry a lot. You need to stop saying sorry. And she's like, but you're my brother. And I was like, no, bitch, no, bitch. You need
The
to stop
impression.
saying sorry. So I'm like, there's no need to say sorry to nobody. You didn't do nothing wrong. That's one of the things that
Hmm.
when there is somebody that either we respect or we like, we start saying sorry a lot. And there's no need to, because you're not sorry for something that you did, unless it was like you did something completely wrong. So yeah, the whole sorry situation, a lot of people need to cut that out. You're not
Yeah,
really
when I
sorry, and you're just saying it to cover, a line, like I like to say.
true. When I hear the word
Yeah.
sorry, I think of, when I say I'm sorry, it sounds like I'm a sorry person. Like,
Mm.
you're sorry at doing anything. You're sorry at being a brother, a cousin, or whatever it may be. That's what I hear. So I just say my apologies.
Where
Yeah.
was it? I
Stay
was
away from that.
working years ago. When I tell you years ago, I'm talking about years ago,
Like
and
decades ago,
decades
or
ago.
okay, decades
When
ago.
my actually it was one of my first jobs. It was Wendy's, and I used to say, "Not a problem, not a problem."
They'd be like, "What you mean?"
And I remember the owner came in one day and he put a headset on. And in Wendy's, you can talk internally to each other.
Yeah.
And I guess all the other restaurants have it, but that was my first drive-through experience. And he, she actually said through the thing, um, "Why is it a problem? Why is there a problem? You keep saying not a problem. There is not a problem. They're coming here to order what they want. There's
Mhm.
not a problem. You just take the order, put it in, and take an X. So there's not a problem. Stop saying there's not a problem." And then from there forward, I was like, yeah, that's a word that is a filler. Never using it again. Um, I've
You
tried
were
to get
like
minute.
17.
Yeah,
I
correct.
remember. I still have that shirt. I still have your Wendy's shirt.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was 7.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I know time ran
Yeah,
quick today,
a little
but
quick. Good conversation.
yes, it was a
Oh
great
yes.
conversation.
Yes.
And I
You
guess,
guys got to know a
and
little bit more about us.
yes,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
us, the
Us,
viewers, the
and all the
listeners.
viewers. Yes.
So, Miss Electrified Pussy, you have anything to say?
Well, I thought it was electric coochie. You know,
Electric
that's gonna.
Coochie, yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's gonna be my drag name or something. I'm electric coochie. You know, something like
Okay.
something like that.
Anything
Yeah.
else to say?
No, I enjoyed this. I feel kind of like vulnerable, you know, talking about like my tendencies and my sex BDSM results. But I'm glad I got to share it with y'all and everybody else.
Oh, and by the way, if anybody wants to take the test, is bdsmtest.org. Is not sponsored by us, but I think it will be fun if you guys take it and put your results on Instagram. Let us know what the hell you guys have if you're
Yes, tag
that
us.
bold. 96 and reversed. What is it, Nate? What is our Instagram? I don't even remember it.
I think you got it right.
96 in reverse dot
The podcast.
the podcast.
That's what it is. Cedric, any last words?
I
Mr. Wet
appreciate
Ass
all
Pussy.
you. Yes, it is. Well, it was and will be and always will be. Anyways, listeners, I thank y'all for listening to our silly talk, and hopefully you learned something or we have taken your mind off of your day. If it's anything that's going wrong, let us put a smile on your face. So thank you for listening. Please share and like and talk to your friends about us. Thank you for joining 96 in Reverse.
Nate, anything else?
Mine is short and sweet. I'm experimental. That's what I learned. Compared to you guys, it's okay.
Miss Multiple Relationship here.
It's all okay.
Polyamory.
Polyamory. And I'm still trying to add it to my list of dictionary stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, nothing from my end. You know how it is. 96 in reverse. It's over. Bye, y'all. Have a great weekend.
96 in reverse.
It is 96 in reverse, and you can have the worst of my drink, and we can switch places. Now we are